Hey, Brandon, guess what?
What?
Do you like free comic books?
I love free comic books.
Then you should go to your local participating comic store on May 3rd. That's Free Comic Book Day.
Okay, I'm going right now.
Wait, Brandon, come back.
Yeah.
It's only on May 3rd.
Yay!
That's right, inmates. May 3rd is Free Comic Book Day, so you should go to your local participating comic book store and get a bunch of free goodies from Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, and lots of other publishers. Come back and listen to us every single week on the Arkham Social Hour.
And buy my comic.
Is it about coffee?
Yeah. Mitt Romney coffee.
You need some new material.
You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Coming to you from the Bob Studios, it's the History of Bad Ideas podcast with your host, Jason Brigger and Jeff Now.
Welcome to episode number 16 on the History of Bad Ideas. I am Jason.
And I am Jeff.
And episode 16 on the Musings of a Geek Network. We're going strong here. We're in the second half of the teens.
Ooh.
I didn't expect we would get past 5 episodes, so...
Hey, our podcast is now old enough to drive.
Yay? I think it needs somebody with it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Learner's permit, maybe.
We got lots of stuff to get to this week, so let's get right into the listener feedback.
All right. What do people have to ask us this week?
It's actually a little weak this week. Haven't had too many. We got a lot of riddle me this questions and scenarios.
So we've got them backburnered for future?
We do. We got about 6 of them, I think, out there. So I asked for it, and everybody responded.
They responded. All right.
Well, number 1 fan, Doug, starts off every listener feedback. In a battle of Iron Man versus Ant-Man, who wins?
I'm thinking Ant-Man wins.
And why is that?
Because Ant-Man will just get so small that Iron Man can't hit him.
See, it's addicting, isn't it? You're going to start saying it like that.
Only when you're around.
You going to throw some laundry in the washer?
Not me.
That's speech impediment on ours, people. Leave me alone.
Yeah, he pronounces them when they shouldn't exist.
I agree. Washington. I think Ant-Man could beat him. Now, it's a difference. Is it Scott Lang Ant-Man or Hank Pym?
I'm going Hank Pym because he's crazy enough to just do weird things to defeat him. He'll smack his wife and then turn real small and then climb into the iron and
smack his own wife or Tony Stark's wife, because I don't think Tony Stark's married.
I meant his own.
Oh, okay. That would be kind of funny. You just start smacking women. I don't think you're supposed to do that, Hank.
Yeah. Well, but then again, it really wasn't Hank Pym who did it. It was the Skrull posing as Hank.
That's still stupid. Wasp could have killed him if she was alive at that time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I even missed how they brought her back after her death.
I think it was in Avengers Academy.
Okay.
That they brought her back, and I think it was part of a psyche. Her psyche was out there somewhere.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not.
That was when I gave up on Avengers Academy. I liked the series until about issue 15, 16. I think I would go with Ant-Man. I think so. I think, especially if it's Hank Pym. If it was Scott Lang, I think Tony Stark's going to take him, because Tony Stark's smarter. Hank Pym and Tony Stark are pretty smart. Pretty similar.
Similar intellectual, and I think Ant-Man, just the whole change of size stuff is enough to confuse a guy who, has... he can get into the armor for one. And, I don't know. It's probably super sealed up that he can't get
super
in
sealed
anymore.
up.
Super sealed up.
So there you go. We both got Ant-Man on that battle. Let's see here. He's got another good one. Who was more believable? Blake Lively as a jet fighter in Green Lantern, or Denise Richards as a nuclear physicist in James Bond? I'm Dr. Christmas.
I'm actually giving a thumbs up to Blake Lively for this one.
I did too. I agree. Again, the table that we do the show on has more personality than Blake Lively, but
there's some test pilots that have no emotions.
Correct.
So.
There's some test pilots that have better acting too, skills than Blake Lively.
That's true.
I give it to her just because of the last line a couple episodes ago, about 10 episodes ago, we were doing the worst lines in movie history. Christmas. I thought Christmas only came once a year. Boo.
Okay.
Screw you, Pierce Brosnan.
But what if we throw in Tara Reid as a paleontologist?
Ooh, in Alone in the Dark?
Exactly. Okay, she's not believable as a human being.
She was the least realistic thing in Sharknado. Okay, that's how bad she is as an actress. Of course, I don't want to insult her too much. Jeff Morris is trying to get her on our show still.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm sorry, Tara, but you're not a good actress, and you don't know a good plastic surgeon either. So we're going with Blake Lively there, Doug. We did get a lot of angry responses to the most unnecessary movie franchises last week. Bob, he's written in a couple times. His comment was, and I quote, "I literally turned off your podcast after Jeff said he doesn't like Back to the Future movies. Between that and Jason not liking Goonies, I'm thinking you guys should retitle the podcast to Two Guys Who Hate Fun Movies." I'm insulted.
Oh, I'm very insulted because one, I said I enjoyed the first Back to the Future movie. It wasn't as great as I think everybody puts it up there, but that was fun. That was a worthwhile movie. The last two were not fun or worthwhile. So, I mean, it's like it's not that I hate fun movies. I just hate movies that aren't fun, and that's what Back to the Future 2 and 3 do for me.
I love Back to the Future, the whole series. I talked about my love last week, but and then we also did get some hate on Twitter for Men in Black. I did,
yeah,
and I'm sorry, they're not good. Even the first one was not good. I think it was overhyped.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones plays the same gruff character that he plays in everything. And Will Smith played Will Smith that he's played in everything except for Pursuit of Happiness and After Earth, or After Earth.
I think he still played that same guy in After Earth. So
Welcome to Earth.
that was Independence.
Oh,
Day,
whatever.
not
Same
After
thing.
Earth.
Was Harry Connick Jr. in After Earth? He may have made it better.
He couldn't have made it worse, from my understanding.
He was playing the music.
Yeah, didn't the Best of the Worst just do an After Earth?
They did do one. Best of the Worst on our podcast Musings Network. Yeah, they did After Earth this week. I think this week or last week.
So I still have to hear that one. I haven't listened to it yet, but I saw it was up. So
I think we should rent After Earth. I think that would be good to watch.
Okay, well, I think we have to wait till we're done with
Pompeii.
Oh.
Damn Bastille. And I do want to give a shout out to Bill at Double Deuce on Twitter. He did answer the question about last week about Dum Dum Dugan. He actually went into a long Twitter response, many of them. So anything you ever want on Dum Dum or S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything, he's your man. He's going to be our comic book aficionado for a while. There was some chemical that Howling Commanders supposedly took to stay young, but he doesn't think it was a super secret serum. And then
Super secret serum?
The
super soldier
super
serum?
Soldier. You got me super secret. Yeah. Let's try this again. Super soldier serum. And then he started going through the whole thing, and then he just wrote, "By the way, why is this random character the topic of conversation?" And I said, "You haven't listened to our podcast this week yet." He said he thought it was the Infinity Serum, is what it's called. And then I do believe, let's see here, I think Graphic Novice said that they thought that was it, or oil of Olay. He doesn't know. They don't know.
Yeah. That'll help you look younger, too.
It would. But I think it is the Infinity Serum. So there you go. There's your answer from last week.
Well, thank you.
We follow up on everything.
Thank you, Double Deuce.
Several female fans of the show are asking for a female perspective. Hey, we're giving you Chris Evans abs every time. Anyways, we did deviate because Danny DeVito, who I've been told looks like a thumb, his ab was on there last week, so we appreciate that.
What, you mean someone's judgmental on another person's looks?
That's true.
Oh, how can you do that?
Especially Danny DeVito. Him and Rio Perlman might be the cutest couple in Hollywood. Because I think they're back. They're back together.
They are back. Apparently, I think it's their daughter is on the new Hulu show. I can't remember what it's about. It's about Tyler Labine plays a ghost, a medium who talks to ghosts. And
who's Tyler Labine?
Tyler Labine? You don't know who
Who's
Tyler Labine is?
No.
Oh,
I've heard the name, and I have no idea who that is.
Well, he was in Reaper.
Okay.
He was in Sons of Tucson. He was
is he the little bit bigger guy with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you now. Okay.
He's like great in everything he does, but everything he does is short-lived. But
so he's the Ralph Garman and the Ted McGinley of shows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see here. And I think that was it for listener feedback. In terms of the female fans, we will get some female perspectives on the show.
Well, we're not against it. Matter
We're
of
not.
fact,
We're ecstatic females listen to our show.
yes.
We're excited anybody listens to our show, so I appreciate that, guys. Keep it up. But yeah, we'll get some female perspective in here. Probably in the next couple weeks or so, 3-4 weeks. We'll see what happens. And so that's it for the listener feedback. As I just hit something, we're now going to Riddle Me This.
All right. What do we got this week on Riddle Me This?
Well, here's the thing. We're only going to do one because we got 5 or 6 in the can here. Yeah. And the reason is the News of the Geek is pretty stacked this week with a lot of information. So we're going to do a quick Riddle Me This. Star Wars, this is from Doug, #1 fan. Star Wars Episode 4 with the cast of the original Star Trek.
Original Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Played by the original Star Trek cast.
And here's the guys we got. Luke.
I'll cast whoever I want. I don't care if he gives me people.
No, I was giving you people. I did this.
Oh, you did this.
Yeah, I wrote it down because I didn't know everybody in Star Trek. Sorry, guys. I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I know who they are, but I didn't do it. I was trying to be nice. Well, screw you, Jeff. This show's going to end before it gets off the ground.
Telling me who I have to cast, what roles here or there.
Well, fine. Screw you. I'm going with my own.
Well, all I know is off the top of the bat, I'm going to cast the Tribbles as the Jawas.
Ooh, that's a good one. I never even thought about that. Good job with the Jawas. Who would you do, Luke? Oh, well, not who would you do, Luke, but who would play Luke?
Who would play Luke from the original Star Trek? I would have to go Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov.
That was my choice. That was actually my choice.
He was the young guy, the youngest of the original cast member. He's the one that I think could pull off to play in the backwards or backwater farm boy. I'm not saying he's backwards. He's just in. Actually, it's not backwater because they're on a desert planet.
Yeah, they're on Tatooine.
Well, but they are moisture farmers, so they get water.
They are.
Okay.
That's true. Do you know, not to go off topic here, but about Star Wars, because we're going to be talking about that later as well. There was a idea online, a theory online, that Boba Fett actually killed Luke's uncle and aunt.
Really?
Yeah, because in Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader tells Boba Fett, don't incinerate them or something like that. You know, don't fry them like you did before.
I don't remember that line at all.
I didn't either. And it's supposedly something George Lucas didn't add, so that's a positive. Oh. But yeah, it went down the wormhole the other day. I started looking at Star Wars, something about it, and they started saying about Boba Fett, because it might be a prequel movie or whatever, a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
And they said that they think that if you can piece it together that he's the one that actually was there, because stormtroopers don't incinerate people.
Yeah,
they just shoot and kill.
Well, no, they don't really kill. They just shoot and miss.
Well, shoot and miss. Sorry, phaser was set to miss. My bad. Oh. But I thought that was kind of interesting.
All right.
Leia. You got Nurse Christine, and you got Uhura. How do you say her name? Uhura. Thank you. I think I'm going with her.
I would go with Nichelle Nichols as Uhura. I mean,
I like that.
I mean, obviously, she was better than a little better than Nurse Chapel there.
Correct.
I think, at least acting wise.
Acting. Okay, so we got that. Han Solo. I had a good one for this too, and I can't remember it now. I was looking through it. I guess I would probably have to go with McCoy. DeForest Kelly.
Oh, I was thinking the Shatner.
You think Shatner? I don't know.
I'm thinking Shatner, but
I wanted to put Shatner as C-3PO.
Well, really?
It's better than Joan Rivers as a robot.
Well, that's true, but actually I was thinking Scotty as C-3PO.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to change. Shatner is going to be Solo. I have Leonard Nimoy as Obi-Wan.
I agree with that.
He's too stoic and all that.
Yeah, Nimoy is Obi-Wan.
Scotty as C-3PO.
James Doohan gets to play C-3PO.
Chewie. We're running out of people here.
Yeah, I'll still let Chewie be played by.
What is his name?
Peter Mayhew.
Thank you.
Yes, Peter Mayhew can still play Chewie. Just you don't see his face. So same with R2-D2. I mean, we don't have any speech patterns we have to replicate there.
As much as I would love to see George Takei play Darth Vader, could you imagine him playing Darth Vader?
Well, George Takei could be Grand Moff Tarkin.
That's what I was thinking. So then who do we have for We got Eddie Pasquet from Lieutenant Leslie.
I don't even know who Lieutenant Leslie is.
His picture's not even on IMDb.
Okay.
So he's playing Darth Vader.
Well, no, we haven't cast DeForest Kelly yet, have we?
Oh, I thought I had him. Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, you end
he's
up
R2-D2.
Oh, I might make him Darth Vader.
Okay, and then do Eddie Pasquet as R2-D2.
Sure.
Nobody knows what he looks like, so you might as well
I'm
put him
going
in there.
ship's computer as R2-D2. Computer.
Compute. So there you go. I guess that was a half-assed one. This is what you get when you're not big Star Trek fans. The original series, guys. Sorry.
I know who most of the characters are. Was Lieutenant Leslie like the next highest person on IMDb as far as
60 episodes.
60?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who he is.
And all the stormtroopers will be played by red shirts.
Yes, red shirts. And just give you a little hint, next week's Riddle Me This is something to do with Married with Children cast. Ooh. That was from Justin from Best of the Worst podcast, or Best of the Worst movie. So that's a little teaser. And then we got a couple more next week, possibly. So, and then there you go. So what's our next segment?
Activate. Okay, well, this week in our Activate, all right, our scenario is they have been transported in time like on Quantum Leap into Hitler's bunker at the end of World War II, and they've been put in the bodies of Hitler and Ava Braun.
Dear God in heaven.
Okay.
If this is your first time to activate in our show, one of us plays. I always get the names. I always forget the names. Go ahead.
Zan and Jaina, the Wonder Twins,
and we have to figure out what we would turn into to get out of or make the situation better. So in this case, that's a little deep here.
That is very deep. Well, in this case, I suppose we have to find out what we're quantum leaped in there to solve.
I don't even think that matters right now.
Well, like, when do we jump out of the bodies, Or if are we supposed to prevent them from killing themselves? Or are we supposed to make sure it happens?
I don't know. This is a conundrum. Conundrum. Okay, so I was the water person last week. I turned into a glacier.
Okay.
So I am now the male.
So now... you're Jaina, who turns into animals.
Okay, I'm Jaina. Sorry,
I'm
the
Zan,
animal.
who turns into
So
water.
you're Hitler.
I'm Hitler.
I'm Ava.
All right.
So I guess I would be. So I have to do an animal, huh?
Are we trying? Now, I suppose trying to figure out. Are they trying to make sure that Hitler and Ava die?
I think that's the case. I would turn into a lemming and just walk off something.
But we're in a bunker. There's nothing to walk off. A table.
A shelf.
You're going to walk off
a shelf.
Oh, come on.
There could be a bookcase.
I got an idea. You kill me, I kill you.
Okay. Well, then that's a gorilla with a bazooka right there.
Can't do gorilla with the bazooka.
Damn it, I want the gorilla with the bazooka. I'm just going to be a tiger and just claw you to death. And that's brutal. Or, you know what? No, time out. I'm going to be a king cobra snake.
There you go.
That's painful. Poison.
You bite me, poison me. I turn into a tidal wave, flood the bunker, and you drown.
Okay. Oh, that's brutal too. Jesus.
And then we jump back into our bodies at regular time.
We hope or we're going to die.
Well, yeah. Or we just killed them off and our segment is over. One of the two.
So there you go. There's your activate for the week. That wasn't very sexual, Doug, so screw you.
I don't know. Doug probably gets a Woody when he thinks of Hitler and Ava Braun.
Ah.
I'm sorry. That shouldn't have been said.
I don't even know what that was.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Okay, this is a special C2E2 convention News of the Geek.
C2E2 is what, the Chicago Comics and Entertainment Exposition?
I believe so.
Okay, just want to make sure I got that straight.
I believe you're correct. So we're going to have to go up there one time. I think we may have to.
Oh, I'm not against it. I just can't afford to go to every place I want to go.
That's true.
I mean, if I'm going to be going to Origins this year, and hopefully we can make it to Gen Con. So,
and Origins is in Columbus.
Okay. Gen Con and Indy. So, I mean, it's close. They're in driving distance. And hell, even if we just do a day trip on one of them or something.
Yeah, so let's see here. C2E2, here we go. Lots of news coming up. Per comicbookmovie.com, Greg Silverman, the president of production at Warner Brothers, told the Wall Street Journal that a Justice League movie is definitely in the pipeline. It will follow Zack Snyder's film Man of Steel sequel. And can we just stop saying it's a Man of Steel sequel? It's Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Let's go, people.
The untitled Man of Steel it's Batman versus Superman.
And
that's what it's going to end up being titled. Or
correct.
Superman versus Batman, I suppose. Technically, Superman will be first.
And Silverman said it will be a further expansion of the universe. Superman versus Batman will lead into Justice League. Come on, everybody knew that was coming.
Yeah, they would be fools to not do that.
There was a rumor from Latino Review that they said Justice League is aiming for May 5th, 2017. So literally 1 year after Superman versus Batman.
Well, they did push Superman versus Batman back a year.
Yeah,
so
it's
maybe,
2016.
So maybe during all that time, they can actually film and write and have everything ready and just spend time editing.
Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot?
Gadot, that's who it is. Who plays Wonder Woman. They're all coming back. Wonder Woman. Silverman, this is the part that kind of irked me on this. He says, as for a solo Wonder Woman movie, Warner Brothers right now has no plans for it, but they're open to our possibility. That is our hope.
Oh, we're open to it.
Marvel put a fucking squirrel on the screen.
But not in a movie by itself.
I would still see that.
Hell yeah, so would I.
I mean, you're telling me like an Odd Couple comedy between Rocket Raccoon or Rocket Raccoon? Yeah, and Groot. That would be. I would pay to see that.
I'm sorry.
Have those two as an odd couple.
Oh, you left your leaves in the shower again.
And his response, I'm Groot. That was it. That was all he would say. I don't know. They keep like dicking around with the Wonder Woman movie, and I know that they gotta get everything else in place, but I do not have faith in them with a good Wonder Woman movie.
Well, honestly, there's hardly that many good Wonder Woman solo stories out there, is there?
The new series, when they did the New 52, is pretty good.
Okay.
They kind of redefined her past and, where her origins came from with the Zeus and the gods.
They did, do that because, that got a little convoluted and no one knew exactly what her origin was to begin with.
They did say... because Ray Fisher got cast as Cyborg.
I did see that.
And the internet exploded. And it's great because they picked an unknown, basically, and people are still bitching. Who do you want?
Really? They're complaining that I don't know who this guy is. How dare you cast him?
What do you want for him?
I mean, that was the one good thing they did in Man of Steel was they cast Henry Cavill. That was like the lone bright spot of that movie.
Yes. They said possibly Flash, Nightwing, and Aquaman could be appearing as well. Let's see here. Here's the other thing that kind of ticked me off with Wonder Woman with Silverman. He said, with the right script, that could be viable. The world is ready for her. It's not 1948, okay? They've been ready for this for a while.
I think they were ready for it in 1948.
Yes. They made an Elektra movie. You can make a better quality movie here.
That's true.
Let's see here. The other ones that are headed to DC comic properties that are headed to the big screen are Justice League, obviously, Shazam, which I have no desire for.
Yeah, never a fan of Shazam.
Metal Man.
I like the Metal Men.
100 Bullets. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with 100 Bullets.
I got the first two graphic novels of that, and basically you get a gun with a bullet in it, or 100 bullets. I forget how. I don't know if there's a total of 100 bullets or one bullet. I forget. Each person gets it, and you trade the gun on or whatever, and you can kill one person, and it will never be traced back to you.
Oh, man. Let that gun come to me.
Uh-oh.
Or at least not go to the person who I would use that gun on first.
I'm a little worried because I'm sitting in the same room as you.
Oh,
here.
Please.
Oh, yeah, you would have to get somebody for a podcast.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that'd just be too convoluted to get a new co-host.
Let's see here. And then Fables, which, that's been in the work for a while.
Yes.
So supposedly they're trying to obviously do the Marvel thing and go that route. Some of them I have heard, let's see here, because they're doing a lot more on the TV, obviously, with Constantine and Gotham.
Yeah.
I just hope that they connect them some way. Even if it's not, if you want to keep the TV separate, that's fine. I would prefer Arrow and Flash in the Justice League movie, but whatever. Yeah. But you got to connect the movies. You can't just throw all these movies out there. Metal Man, does that really go into the Justice League universe?
Well, they are in the same universe.
Correct.
And occasionally they cross paths. I mean, I think that's one thing, like I said, when I was doing one of my favorite comic book storylines, when I took the original 52, I think the Metal Men entered in there, although Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman weren't there. They were, gave them a nice prime story arc, along with some of the other lesser-known people in the DC universe.
Well, supposedly they have 9 films in pre-production.
Pre-production. That's like saying, well, Wonder Woman's in pre-production, even though we haven't even done anything other than have an actress who we might put in it.
Oh, Sandman's the other one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's producing it.
Is that going to be related to the rest of the DC universe?
I think what they're going to do is 100 Bullets, Fables, and Sandman will be under the Vertigo line.
Okay.
And then the other ones will be under DC, is what it sounds like.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
And then, this was breaking right before we came on. Again, per a comic book movie, Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas. They said originally Jason Momoa. Who is that?
He's best known for being in Game of Thrones as Khal Drogo.
Okay, would he be a good Aquaman?
He also played, if you remember, the Conan the Barbarian remake. He was Conan in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
do remember. Okay.
I can't necessarily picture him as Aquaman because he's not a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. But yeah, Aquaman, I suppose, doesn't have to be. Although the fact that he was blonde hair is why he got cast out of Atlantis to begin with. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but
one way or another. Well, supposedly he's been up for that for a long time. Now there's rumors that Matt Damon is the lead for it.
Oh, I like Matt Damon. I think Matt Damon's a good actor and he can pull it off. But I would just like to see him get somebody else to do it.
I can't picture. I mean, I could picture him because he does have a look like him. Yeah. But I'm just like, what world do we live in that Ben Affleck's Batman
and Matt Damon is Aquaman? Oh yeah, we don't need.
That is unbelievable.
I suppose we'll have to bring in Kevin Smith to be somebody then.
Well, one of my favorite sites, just because I like to quote it on here, Badass Digest, reports it's not clear yet if Aquaman is going to be joining them in the Justice League movie, but the early drafts of the script do feature the King of Atlantis, but he's kind of re-imaged as a barbarian in it, which I don't know how that's going to go over.
No, that would probably be good to get Jason Momoa since he already played Conan the Barbarian.
So that's an interesting thing. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless on that one. So they definitely got everything going. DC's trying to do everything, but
trying to do everything. But I suppose when you throw enough stuff at the wall,
it's going to stick.
I could say shit.
Yes, you can.
We're explicit.
That's right. Well, then that's the other thing. Do you bring Ryan Reynolds back? We've talked about that before. Do you bring him in?
No, because you let Ryan Reynolds go play Deadpool in Marvel movies, or I suppose X-Men movies.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but I did read online that they're looking at an X-Factor versus Deadpool movie, Marvel is. Or Sony, was it Fox?
Fox.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe Rob Liefeld could do it.
I'm just, it depends on who they cast in
X-Factor?
Oh, you said X Factor. I was thinking X Force. Either one.
Actually, I think it was X Force. I'm sorry. Sorry, my bad. X Force.
I mean, yeah. Depending on which cast of X Force they use, I don't want it to be another Wolverine, which they made Wolverine be head X Force guy for the past couple of years.
They make Wolverine ahead of everything, basically,
and
which is pretty impressive. The guy has moved up the corporate ladder for being such a loner in the community.
They were ready to kill him off. He was that not much not liked.
Well, funny you should say that. I will throw this out there. Moving on, Wolverine in the comic books, they're doing the Death of Wolverine starting in September, a 4-issue miniseries it's in the comic books, and they're killing him supposedly. And they said after that it's going to be the world without Wolverine. I say 6 months he'll be back.
Wow. The only way they can kill him and he'll stay dead for good is if they kill him in the future, which they did in Days of Future Past,
Correct.
the original story.
But it's like, really, you're going to kill Wolverine off? When does Wolverine 3 come out?
Yeah, no, they're not going to kill Wolverine. I mean, if they kill him off, he'll be back. They'll find some way.
And the only positive is, though, since he's gone, they're going to give Storm her own monthly series.
Okay. I don't know. I never liked Storm as a solo.
I'm not a big Storm fan.
She's great. She's great, I think, as a team member and as the leader of a team. But I don't know if there's enough there to just have her do her own stuff.
I liked her when she was with Black Panther.
Yeah. Well,
Are they still together?
No, they are divorced. I'm trying to remember how that went down. Because it didn't go down well.
Okay. Like you would expect most superhero marriages not to go down well.
And that's the thing is, I thought I had just read something like this past week about something like they have a child out there that
They do?
I didn't know that. And
Okay.
I thought I read something about the child she had with Black Panther. I said, well, when did that one happen?
Did the kid grow like to be 16 already?
Probably.
No one else aged?
Yeah, they probably put him in some super time bubble or something, and
The opposite of Mork and Mindy. So there you go. There's that information. So fester on that. There's some big news that came out of C2E2, along with, it wasn't really announced there, but they were talking about it, the Star Wars Expanded Universe, the ones that are in the books, the graphic novels.
all those other books that they wrote afterwards.
After their trilogy and that, not canon.
Never should have been, in my opinion. I wouldn't. I like if I'm redoing or continuing on I wouldn't want to be held back to. I mean, because there's 80 books or something.
Oh, at least.
And it's like, well, that means we're just going to be filming these books, and some of them, the stories might not have been that good. I mean, I know they'll probably try to, like, if there was a good idea in the books, they'll bring it forward, but they don't want to be held
That's
to that.
a lot of shit to try to, because the movie, this new one, episode 7, takes place 30 years after.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of stuff to put into those 30 years.
Yeah.
If you did make it canon. And then, again, gotta love the internet. It blew up, and it was like, oh, I wasted all my time reading those books. Well, no, you didn't.
Did you enjoy the book? That's all that matters.
It doesn't matter.
If you have to think of it as an alternate universe of Star Wars,
Or you just had a good time reading a book. Let's just go with that.
I mean, I read one of the trilogies or something.
Timothy Zahn's trilogies.
I
He did
read
a couple good ones.
I read one of those, and it was an interesting story, but I could certainly understand when they're doing the movies, they're not going to necessarily take what was written in that book if they had different ideas. And I mean, the only thing that's canon is, unfortunately, some of the stuff shouldn't be, is the stuff that Lucas did. Like the 6 episodes and the, what did you call that cartoon?
Star Wars, Clone Wars?
Clone Wars,
Yeah.
The Clone Wars cartoon. I mean, that's what I think they said is the only thing that's necessarily canon.
Well, they did come out and say, basically, it's not being completely discarded. Like you just said, creators of the new Star Wars Entertainment have full access to the whole content of the expanded universe. So if they liked an element of the expanded universe, including the new Star Wars Rebels, some of that is in there, like the Inquisitor, the Imperial Security Bureau, and Sinara?
Not a clue.
No good. Okay, fleet systems or story elements in the new thing. So they're picking and choosing. They're just going to redo them. Yeah, it's not canon. If you didn't think that was happening once Disney took over, then you really are mistaken, because at this point, I would be shocked if the prequels are canon.
I wouldn't surprise me if they
Fiddled around with it.
Well, was it you telling me the plans they were going to do with Boba Fett?
Which one's that?
They didn't like the way they did Boba Fett.
Yes.
So so it's going to be they're going to have the person we know as Boba Fett kill the little clone kid.
Yeah, killed in the first 5 minutes, and
then
someone
take
else
his
take
armor,
over.
and he's going to be a badass.
Which I think would be awesome. I think that's a great way to do it, because it doesn't matter you know,
Yeah, Boba Fett's the armor is pretty much what it is.
Correct.
It's that guy walking around in the armor. Hell, he might be like James Bond, and different people are Boba Fett throughout history.
And you know what? I'd rather see the picture of somebody new in that I don't even know than that fucking kid in the first one or in the prequels, and then his dad who had the acting chops of a table of Blake Lively.
Oh, come on. He was better than Blake Lively.
He was a little bit better than Blake Lively. So, and then let's see here. They're going to keep everything in print. All the books are going to be in print. The expanded universe, the prequels.
Yeah, you can still buy and read the stuff and still enjoy it for what it is.
And it's going to be under the Legends banner.
He did air quotes.
I did the air quotes there.
He's Legends in air quotes.
And so, I mean, come on, people, calm down. Let's see here. The first new canon to appear, first thing that will be canon will be Star Wars Rebels.
So Rebels will be canon.
Correct. And then obviously the original trilogy, people. In print, the first new books to come include novels from Del Rey Books. First one is John Jackson Miller is writing a novel that precedes the events of Star Wars Rebels. And I guess it involves the two main characters in that. Let's see here. Oh, and this was actually came out too. They're making a book about Tarkin, General Tarkin. Grand Moff Tarkin. They are doing one, Luke's Adventures between episode 4 and 5 of the original trilogy. And then this is like a buddy cop movie or bad road trip.
I just read what you're about to read.
A book about Vader and the Emperor trapped on a planet when their ship crashed.
What? When did their ship crash?
It's a new story that they're making.
Oh, okay.
They were going to something. I don't know what.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was kind of funny. So,
this is going to be the odd couple.
Could you imagine making that movie and just making Benny Hill music in the background? I think that was Circus. I don't think that was Benny Hill music.
I don't remember how the Benny Hill music goes.
Take it from somebody that does really good impersonations and sings well. Okay. That was off, Jeff. That was a little off.
That was off. Well, I will bow to your expertise.
All right. Anyways, so there's your new ones. Like I said, I think it's smart. I think they have to start clean. You got a lot. Disney is paid $1 billion for this or whatever they paid for it. Oh, yeah. They can do anything they want.
They're going to do anything they want.
And you know what? Let's be real. I love the Star Wars trilogy. I love it more than any other sci-fi, even though I consider it sci-fi. Jeff doesn't.
Yeah, it's
justification. But I like this. I love those movies, the originals. There's a lot of shit you have to clear out. Personally, I think you could non-canonize the George Lucas cuts and just make the original trilogy it. The original trilogy. Greedo shot first.
He did.
He did. So there you go. But I'm excited about it. I'm actually kind of surprised Disney announced it. I thought they would just kind of ignore it and kind of let it go. But I guess rather take the brunt of it now than when the new ones come out.
Yeah, they got to announce it now so people will be ready. If you announce it right before the movies come out, and they're like, what? I don't know what's going to happen? How dare that?
I do like the people saying, oh, I'm never going to see another Star Wars movie again. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will.
Especially when that first trailer comes up, you're going to be watching it.
But they got me.
Phantom Menace was a great trailer.
Phantom trailer looked so good.
It did, especially with the fog and at the time we didn't know it, but the Gungans walking through with the animals.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good. Damn you, George Lucas.
If we can just imagine the trailer and forget the rest of the movie.
I think you could. It wouldn't be difficult to forget the rest of it.
I think I already forgot it.
Yes. Fucking Jar Jar. And then finally, I think that's the last. Oh, we got one more. X-Men might be coming to a TV screen.
I am interested in hearing more about that.
Per IGN, during a recent interview with Collider, X-Men Days of Future Past writer Simon Kinberg, he was explaining how Marvel is doing, the Netflix series with Daredevil, Luke Cage, and all that. You got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so you got Jessica Jones, you got all that stuff. They said, his quote, "We're still in this place of figuring out what the future of the franchise will be. But when you look at S.H.I.E.L.D., to some extent what Marvel's doing now with Daredevil and Netflix makes sense to tell some of these stories in TV, partly because there's just not enough screens to do all these characters."
Exactly.
Thank you. So
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good characters in the X-Men universe that they're just not getting. They're not getting onto the screen, and when they try to get them on the screen, you get a jumbled mess like X-Men 3, the whatever they subtitled that
Brett
one.
Ratner's piece of shit film.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I've seen that recently, and it's still bad. And it really pisses me off, even the ending.
Oh,
with Wolverine killing Jean Grey.
Well, actually, that's about the only part of it I liked.
She should have sacrificed herself. Like in the book.
Well,
she didn't know she was evil, blah, blah.
no, she
knew, but
she
didn't
couldn't
care.
have sacrificed herself. They didn't have an alien gun pointed
Well,
at
that's
her.
true.
She sacrificed herself by holding off until Wolverine could stab her. She told Wolverine to do it.
So, like I said, I think it would be smart. I don't know what series would be good on TV. Any ideas?
Oh, something like an X-Force or an X-Factor. I would love to see him do like an X-Factor of the X-Factor investigations of, the Multiple Man and those characters, if our listeners are familiar with those. Because I loved the X-Factor run, so I think that would be pretty good.
Jubilee.
A Jubilee solo adventure.
Look, I shoot fireworks.
I think I would pass on a Jubilee solo adventure.
Yeah,
Hey, but she's different now because she was depowered on M-Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's now a vampire.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Didn't like the character before, still don't like it now. I will say, I think Deadpool could actually work. You could make a Deadpool. Now, I have to preface that with, it has to be on cable.
Yeah, I'm going to say if it's Fox doing it, maybe something on FX. Or FXX or
whatever it is. Because they get away with a lot of stuff on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
On FX. I think you could do a Deadpool one.
You could do a Deadpool.
I think that would be the best, actually, form of it, because you could have you could have more than just an hour and a half of him. I think his character needs a little bit more time to get his humor, to get everything in it.
Yes.
So I would be for Deadpool. Let's see here. And then supposedly they're thinking about Fantastic Four X-Men crossover. We brushed about that.
They can still think about it.
Yeah, please. So there you go. There's your News of the Geeks C2E2 special.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Box office bomb news of the week. The Quiet Ones only made $4 million in its opening weekend.
Which one's the Quiet One?
I think it was a scary movie one, horror movie. I don't know.
Well,
but
okay.
it's kind of odd because, or not odd, but Entertainment Weekly actually just had an article about that company that produced all of them.
Okay,
they
I missed
did
that article.
the Daniel Radcliffe, the woman in the black dress, or woman in black, who made tons of money. Like, all their movies that they've put over into America have done really well. And so this is one of the first ones that bombed.
Okay.
So I have no idea what it is about.
Yeah, neither do I.
I saw somebody looking at a mirror and something was coming through it.
So the Quiet Ones was quiet at the box office.
Boo.
Oh, you like how I did that?
I saw that. Done. Good times. Anyways, A Haunted House 2 has only made $8.8 million in its opening weekend, and for 5th place, 10th place this past weekend. So a total of $14.2 million. Unfortunately, it's not technically a bomb because it only cost $4 million to make.
There you go. See, don't throw a whole bunch of unnecessary money at it, and you can make money back even if you don't do well.
I put it as a bomb because those usually start off 2 or 3. This one's starting off at 5, but again, like you said, who cares? They made their money back, and they'll make it on DVD. Somebody will buy it on DVD. Don't buy it. Bears. The movie about the homosexual community.
Yes.
About bears in the homosexual community.
All right.
Didn't even make the top 10 the first week.
Oh, they're just homophobes at the box office this week.
And the reason why we're doing 2 weeks on some of these is last week's episode we completely forgot to do the box office bombs. So we're just kind of getting you caught up on some of this. We actually didn't forget. We just kind of ran out of time with some of the stuff. So
make more excuses, Jay.
I don't care. Screw it. Didn't even make top 10. It made only $4.8 million opening week. But this past weekend, which I don't even know what weekend was this? April 25th, 26th, 27th?
Something about there, yeah.
Yeah. The April 25th weekend. It was number 8. It moved up.
Ooh.
Its total made $11.1 million.
So it's gaining traction.
It is. So there you go. It's not about the homosexual community. It's about bears in the Wild.
Oh.
It could be bears maybe in the wild.
Or maybe it's about Bear Grylls in the wild?
Well, he's not doing much else anymore. So that's moved up. The biggest bomb is Transcendent. Oh, jeez, we'll take a drink. Say it. How do you say that?
Transcendence?
Transcendence. Thank you.
You mispronounced that word?
It's been a rough day.
I mean, it's pronounced how it's spelled.
Transcendence. God, I'm terrible. That was the biggest bomb. Opening week, 10.8 million for fourth place. Next week, in 2 weeks, it has made a total of 18 million, which, okay, not bad. Oh, that has Morgan Freeman, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp made more on his paycheck than that movie has made total. It was on a $100 million budget. Johnny Depp got 20 of that million.
Wow. Okay, now is this going to be sad? I'm going to ask, what movie is this?
It's the one that he dies and he goes into the computer program.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that shouldn't
It shouldn't
do well.
No. But could you imagine? And they said something about it's his fourth straight bad opening. I think his last good opening.
Well, you have to have a good movie before people go see. The days of just seeing it because of the actor are gone.
Correct. I think they said the last good one, or not good one, sorry. Last good opening that he had was the Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
Wow, okay. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you what he's done since then. So
there's been some really bad ones in there, but I can't remember what they are. So,
but yeah, no, I think it was just taking me back to when I was working at the theater, and Lady Killers came out with Tom Hanks in it, the Coen brothers, and I couldn't believe how many people came out wanting refunds, coming out
for the Lady Killers?
Lady Killers.
Wow.
It was all baby boomer generations who were like Tom Hanks fans went to go see a Coen brothers film.
That's probably not a good sign.
And I'm like, did you not know what this movie was about? You just saw Tom Hanks and went to see the movie. And I mean, it's because I had people complain because Marlon Wayans cusses up a storm in it.
Oh, yeah, he does. I forgot about that.
And the language in there was just so bad. And I mean, I gave like a lot of refunds on that.
They do realize it was rated R, right?
No, people don't look at that.
How do you not?
I mean, unless you really care about what your children see, people don't pay attention to the ratings as much as the MPAA think they should.
Well, I will say, I did go see Rio 2 this weekend with my son.
All right, and?
Anyways.
Better or worse than the first one?
I like the first one.
Okay.
My wife had my daughter for something, so I went ahead and took him to see Planes. I mean, not Planes, Jesus Christ. Oh, flashback. Rio 2. It was cute, They had a lot of characters, like bad guys in it. I think I counted 6 or 7 different bad guys in it. And it was like, why are you throwing all these people in here? It's just a kid's movie. And Nigel the bird came back from the first one. No reason to. He was the bad guy. No reason to.
Because kids are already familiar and they want the familiarity.
Yeah, whatever. But here's why I say that. Here's the problem. While I was there, I saw the poster. Planes 2 is coming out this July.
Oh, this July.
This July.
So,
I guess when you're making them direct to DVD and you're just throwing them on the movie screen, I guess you might as well try it.
Yeah, well, we don't need to put it on DVD. We can put it in the theater first.
Planes 2. Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, did you go see Planes 1?
Yeah.
That's why they're making Planes 2.
I didn't want to.
But you paid to see it. That's why they're making it.
Jeez. But
you saw those free passes. Use the free passes for something like that.
I still do have free passes. Jeff and I, they had a problem when we saw Captain America, the original, the first one. There was an issue with the film, so there was a long break in between. So they gave me free passes. I still have not used them.
I don't know if they're good anymore. I think they switched ownership hands.
Doesn't matter. I'm doing it, damn it. And actually, I went to the first morning show of with the cartoons. I always go to the first one, so it's only $5.50 for tickets.
Oh, okay.
So, but Planes wasn't even worth that. Then we got it on DVD.
All right. So what happened in the box office this week, Jay?
This week, April 25th weekend, The Other Woman was number 1 with $24.7 million. On a budget of $40 million. It beat Captain America.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what The Other Woman is.
Neither do I.
I do know
You're going
that...
to make me look this up, aren't you?
Yeah, I do know that one of the lady's husbands gets cheated on. So
Oh, that's the one with Cameron Diaz.
is that Cameron Diaz? Oh,
yeah.
I bet you she dances in her underwear. Does she? Because she dances in her underwear and everything.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Except Mask. She wasn't in that for the Mask.
Oh, well,
Not
she
the one with
should.
Eric Stoltz, the other one.
Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and Kate Upton, and apparently they're all sleeping with the same guy.
Oh, is that what it is?
After discovering her boyfriend is married, Carly soon meets the wife he's been cheating on. And yet, when another affair is discovered, all three women team up to plot mutual revenge on that three-timing SOB.
How does he have that much time in the day to have 3 different women?
Maybe he's
A relationship
maybe
of some
he's
sort.
independently wealthy and doesn't actually work.
Oh, so he's on House Hunters International.
Yes.
Little gripe here. Everybody on fucking House Hunters International works from home and has enough money to live anywhere. Where do you find these jobs at?
Yeah, if you listeners, if you know where to find these jobs, let us know, and we'll look into getting these jobs.
But every single person is like, oh, well, I work from home and I can afford this $800,000 house in Paris. What? How does that happen?
I mean, we can move to the Caribbean, do whatever job we do, and then we can get more episodes of this out in our spare time.
Yes. We will
So-
probably do at least 2 a week if you found us a job like
so
it.
if you guys know where we can find those jobs
Yes.
and want to hear more from us,
I'm good with Puerto Rico.
okay, I thought we were talking about the BVI.
I could do British Virgin Islands. That's fine, too. But I'm just saying, I'm not picky.
Okay.
Puerto Rico is nice.
Haiti? I heard Haiti was nice.
I don't think so about that.
It's cheap to live there, though.
Yes, it is, but I don't think I want to go there. So there you go. The other woman was number 1. Captain America 2.
Yeah, well, I heard people were kind of hoping that, Captain America 2 would hold on to be number 1 at the box office, only to be replaced by The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So the Marvel would have 2 movies back-to-back that those were the only movies that were number 1 at the box office, and then hope that Amazing Spider-Man 2 held on until X-Men came out. So, all summer was just the Marvel summer.
That would be pretty fun.
The other women ruined it for that.
Damn you. And then they could hold on to Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't
Yes.
think X-Men was going to hold on for 2 months.
I don't know. It's going to be good. Okay, I'm just hoping.
We'll get to that in a second. Captain America 2 made $16 million. Total, $224.8 million domestically on a $170 million budget. So that was good. Heaven is for Real has made in 2 weeks $51 million on a $12 million budget.
Do I know what this movie is? What happened? Did they stop advertising these movies? These movies from the last 2 weeks? I don't know.
I don't think there was much advertising for Heaven for Real, but it's based on that the Christian book about the son who went into surgery and he saw heaven. It was a true story. True.
Oh, it's a true story. Yeah, it can't be a true story.
Stop it. Stop
Oh.
it. We're not doing religion. Stop it. But he saw heaven, and his dad is a preacher or a minister. This is all true. Well,
So he's the son of a preacher man.
he is. The Dan Aykroyd TV show?
No. Ooh.
Preacher Man. Wasn't that what it's called? Soul Man. Soul Man.
No, Preacher Man, I think it was. Soul Man is the Cedric the Entertainer show.
Oh, God, let's
on-
never talk about Cedric the Entertainer. And on a quick note, they are making Barbershop 3. Did you hear that?
I thought they already made Barbershop 3.
Jeff and I have a very high disdain for Barbershop 1 and 2. First one was bad. Second one was awful. And it was because there was no reason to make it. And
No.
Queen Latifah was in it. They made Beauty
They made
Shop.
Beauty Shop. Okay, maybe that was it. They made
And
Beauty
Alicia
Shop.
Silverstone had cornrows. Oh. Yeah, we had to preview those.
Yeah. The worst part about Barbershop, it was just Cedric the Entertainer's
Mannerisms?
or his accent or whatever. The fact that you couldn't understand a single word he said and it was in an unfunny way.
Yes.
I mean, Snatch with Brad Pitt. It was funny that you couldn't understand what he said. Cedric just, and then you're like, I don't care what he said. You're just making me sit here longer through this movie.
So back on track here, but yes. But Heaven for Real, $51 million, $12 million budget. That's pretty impressive.
Okay.
Coming out this week. Well, there's a great movie, big movie coming out, Walk of Shame. Silence.
I'm assuming that's going to be some sort of collegiate comedy.
I think it's with an older lady, or not an older lady. Look that up.
I gotta look that up. Yeah.
Actually, I'm kidding. Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes out this week.
Well, but Walk of Shame does too, doesn't it?
It does come out. Walk of Shame does come out.
You're confusing me.
How would you like to be that screenwriter? Hey, great. Here's your movie. You're going against Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, how would you like to have been...
The boyfriend getting stuck to see Walk of Shame.
Yeah.
Let's go to the movies. Oh, great. Spider-Man's out. Yeah, we're going to see Walk of Shame. What? Put your foot down.
No, I'm gonna talk about, again, when I was at the theater. And the company I worked for was having some problems with Fox.
The studio.
And they were associated with Paramount. Paramount and Fox had a falling out over the distribution of the money made off of Titanic, because they both co-produced that.
Which was what, 98?
97? Yeah, 97 or something.
Yeah.
But because of the argument and bickering, we were not getting a whole lot of Fox movies. When Star Wars Episode 3 came out, the theater I was working in did not get the movie. And it was one of the most miserable weekends I had at that place, because everyone showed up to watch a movie we didn't have.
Did they not look at the board or anything?
No one did. I mean, people showed up. It's like you didn't even look for times before you showed up, but they kept showing up. And like the second run theater, Fox had been giving them first run movies, and the whole thing was the exclusive. We wanted exclusive rights in this area, and Fox said, "Well, since you're not taking our other movies, we're not going to give you this, or we're not going to give you exclusive rights to this movie." So he said, somebody said that's fine with us. I don't know why it was fine with them.
You got a little movie called Star Wars coming out, Episode 3. Don't worry about
Star Wars
it.
Episode 3 was not shown in my theater. So we opened About a Boy that week.
Which was a good movie.
And it was a good movie.
And it's a good TV show.
You know,
you need to watch it.
I saw about a half an episode, and it actually annoyed the guy playing the Hugh Grant character or whatever.
I like him in it.
I thought he was doing at least the half episode I saw, I got annoyed by him.
And the opening theme song, too, is catchy. I downloaded it this week.
I don't know what that is.
Come Back Kid.
Okay.
I don't know who's biased. I'm too lazy to
But
look at it.
the benefit of that, though, in our company the following year, we had the biggest increase over last year's numbers in ticket sales over last year's numbers than any other theater in the entire company.
Yeah, because
there were only two theaters that had a positive jump. Everyone else was negative. I'm like, those are the two theaters that didn't have Star Wars the years before.
So About a Boy did really well at your theater?
Yeah, people kind of got mad. I don't think they wanted... They didn't come for Star Wars and stay for About a Boy.
They're very similar. Very similar. Let's see here. So Amazing Spider-Man opens this week. We won't give you any spoilers. So we'll talk about it next week. So just give you an idea. Anyways, next week... Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return, the cartoon show comes out.
Yeah, too much Oz stuff going on.
Yeah, and the animation does not look good in it.
No.
Neighbors with,
yeah, that guy.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
And James Franco's brother. Oh, no.
Oh.
Is that James Franco's
Dave
brother?
Franco?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It probably is.
I think it is. You know what? I kind of have come around on it a little bit more. I think it looks entertaining.
It could be entertaining. It's probably better than most college type movies or sorority or fraternity movies.
Chef comes out, which I have never heard. This goes back to, are they even promoting this? Yeah. It's Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau.
You would think they would make a big deal about that.
It's not just limited. And then, oh dear God, Mom's Night Out. Did you see this preview?
No, I did not.
Oh, it's crazy. It's about all these moms that have kids and they go out for one night by themselves. And then the dads go out too. Oh, out by themselves.
Who's watching the kids?
I don't know. I don't really care.
Oh.
Maybe a serial killer. I really don't care.
I'm about to say, it's fine. Mom's having a night out. That's a normal thing that should be done.
Correct. But the movie looks so cliched. I'm all for it, going out of that. My problem is the movie looks so cliched. So I was hoping it would be like a sequel to Judgment Night. You think that would do it?
Oh, okay. I was thinking
the evil take on it.
I was thinking, what was the name of that movie? The Tina Fey and
Date
Steve Carell. Date Night? Was that the name of it?
Yeah, that was
I was
entertaining.
thinking maybe it'd be a sequel to Date Night.
I have nothing on that one. I actually didn't mind Date Night.
It was okay.
It was there.
Yeah.
So-
It had some funny moments.
I like Steve Carell's other movie that year, Get Smart.
That had some moments.
I liked Anne Hathaway.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the moments.
Sorry. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Okay. Anyways, so there you go. There's your box office news. Did you get anything on Chef over there?
I just see it's a chef who loses his restaurant job and starts up a food truck in an effort to reclaim his creative...
Who's the chef?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Robert Downey Jr.?
It's either him or John
Favreau.
Favreau.
And you know what? We just don't care enough to even look at it. I'm going to say that but doesn't do well.
Oh, while piecing back together his estranged family.
Oh, well, of course.
Oh, well, there you go.
You know who could help with that? Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well,
Hello!
Well, since Robert Downey Jr. is about 10th on the list of people listed here, it looks
Really?
like John Favreau is actually the star of the movie. John Favreau, John Leguizamo, Bobby Cannavale, MJ Anthony, Scarlett Johansson, Dustin Hoffman,
Really?
Sofia Vergara,
How are they not
Oliver Platt, Amy Sedaris, Robert Downey Jr.
They're all in Chef?
They're all in Chef.
How do they not promote this?
I don't know. Now I kind of want to see this movie. I mean, at least based on cast.
This was a week. It comes out next week. There's been no previews for it. Not even when you go to the theater is there a preview
I
for that.
haven't seen any. Well, everyone, go see Chef.
Here's an idea. You do a 30-second trailer with just the stars' names on it. Nobody would care.
Yeah, you don't even have to give the plot. Boom, 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 boom. These people are in the movie.
Let's be real. With the name Chef, I think the plot's pretty much there.
Honestly, I thought it was going to be a
Documentary?
spin-off. I thought it was going to be a spin-off of South Park. When you
And they
first
just dub
mentioned
over
it.
everything that he said before.
No, they just find things
it,
he
cut
said
it.
and cut it, yeah.
So there you go. There's your box office news. Oh, sorry. Wait,
I'm sorry,
we're not
I'll
done.
just say it is written and directed by John Favreau also.
Oh, okay. He was the bomb in The Replacements.
Okay.
Love The
All right,
Replacements.
that was your box office bomb news.
Yes.
And that music can only mean one thing. It's time for Chris Pratt news.
Chris Pratt news.
He's awesome.
He is. He has good abs too.
Are they as good as Chris Evans' abs?
I don't know. We're going to have to ask the women on Twitter who's better, Chris Evans or Chris Pratt. I don't know. This has seriously gone downhill. We've talked more about men today than we have women.
I have no problem with that.
I'm secure in myself. I'm married. Chris Pratt news. He was nominated twice for Teen Choice Awards for his portrayal of Bright Abbott. First off, the name of the character, Bright Abbott, really?
Yeah.
On the TV series Everwood.
Yeah.
Never saw Everwood.
No, never did. That's still on my list of shows I should go back and watch, mainly because it was where Chris Pratt got his really big start.
Even Chris Pratt couldn't get me too excited about it.
Well, I'll watch it if I get a chance
Okay.
and let you know if it's worth watching.
So there's your Chris Pratt news. Shout outs.
Shoutouts, promos.
We're on Musings of Geek Network. Got tons of great podcasts. Take a listen over there. Everything's going pretty smoothly. We've got a lot of new listeners over there, so
Yes.
keep it up.
Yeah. Go out and listen to their shows. Hopefully their listeners will come to listen to our shows, and we'll be one big happy family.
That's right. Taking over the world, one podcast at a time.
Woo.
We're on Stitcher. So
We are on Stitcher.
by contract, we have to mention Stitcher. So go listen to them. You can subscribe to them. So there you go.
Yes, they got an app for most different
Android, iPhone, Cricket maybe? Cricket phones?
I don't know if Cricket phones take apps.
Do they? I don't know.
I don't know.
You have a Cricket phone, don't you? It's a flip phone. It's pretty close to it. Do you even get an app?
My phones don't get apps.
Okay, I
no.
didn't think so.
Oh, I don't need apps. What do I need apps for?
You're a hipster. You're like those Wes Anderson fans. Anyways.
I am a Wes Anderson fan.
Hidden gems of the week. I got one.
All right, what do you got, Jay? Hidden
Well, I got a rant here for a second.
gem. Uh-oh.
So, I got an infant here. She woke me up on Sunday at 6 a.m. or Saturday. I don't even know which day anymore. I think it was Saturday. At 6 a.m., I fed her, thought she would go back to sleep. Not so much. So I took her into the other room. Thought, well, it's 6:35. Let's play some video games. Because I'm up. I'm not going back to bed. She's not going back to bed. And so I started playing NBA 2K14 on the PlayStation 4. I've been playing it great. They've had a lot of bugs with the game. I get to the All-Star game, and fuck me in the goat ass. Because now, let's just say this. They gave a patch to fix all their problems because they were offline for like 8 days. And the problem with this game, and it's not all games, just this one, that you had to be online for them to update and save your thing. You could do it another way, but it was more difficult, all this stuff. So at Christmas time, they were gone for 8 days, so I couldn't play it. Pissed me off. Anyways, get to the All-Star game of my franchise, and the patch they released in February to fix some stuff now won't let you get past the All-Star game. Wow.
Well, does anybody really care about past the All-Star game?
I would like to finish the season.
But aren't you already bored with basketball by the time the All-Star game
I don't like basketball, but in the game is awesome. It made me care about the playing basketball. And so, loved it, and I got to and it would not let me get past it. Now, it's not for all games, all discs on it, or all whatever.
Just this one game.
Yeah. So, NBA 2K14, supposedly not everybody's getting it, but from what I saw online, a lot of people were getting the same issue.
So this is your hidden gem, a game full of bugs?
No. So long story short, too late. We all arrived one by one. No.
Finish your beer.
So at this point, I was ticked off because it was 7:30 and I didn't even get to I couldn't pass the All-Star game. I've spent hours playing this game. So at that point, I took it back to GameStop, turned it in, and got Infamous Second Son, which I've been wanting for a while. And great game. You play as a guy that gets superhero powers. Woo-hoo! And it's very Assassin's Creed-like, but a lot more fun. I like Assassin's Creed, but
a lot more
No. I meant not so serious.
Okay.
Why so serious? Not as serious. You have fire coming out of you. You can do electricity. It's pretty cool.
Oh, so you got like every superpower.
You can get more, I think. And the story has actually been pretty good. I've actually played it for 3.5 hours.
Ooh.
I've played it at night.
So at least the first 3.5 hours of the game is worth a
shout.
It's
very well worth it. Liked it. And it's open game, so open gameplay, so you can do pretty much whatever you want. And it's kind of like the...
is it a online where you're playing with everybody else?
No. Okay. It's not. The nice thing is, too, you, based on your actions, you do good, you become a hero or you become a villain. So you can actually... And you can see as somebody that gets basically the whole city of Seattle gets knocked down because these 3 prisoners that have superpowers escape and the government is worried. So whatever. Basically, you just go around killing things. It's pretty cool. The bad guys.
Killing things? That doesn't sound like superhero things to do.
The bad guys. But it's cool because
you're supposed to arrest them and prosecute them.
Well, you can. You can subdue them. You can subdue the
It's just easier
government.
to kill them.
Or you can kill them. But it has a lot of cool superpowers, and it's very easy to play, so I was very happy with it. So, Infamous Second Son came out about a month ago. In a couple weeks, I'll be having a hidden gem of MLB The Show that comes out for the PlayStation 4.
Well, play it before you throw out a hidden gem for it.
It already looks beautiful, and I pre-ordered it.
But you could get those glitches and...
Fucking NBA 2K14. Damn, that's what I get for liking basketball. You see what happens?
That's it. NBA just screws you over.
Yeah, so...
Apparently it screws you in the goat ass.
Sorry, it was just... I think that was from Adam Sandler CD a long time ago.
Yeah, it's very Adam Sandler-ish, I suppose.
So there's your hidden gems of the week.
All right, and that music means we're ready for our top 5 for this episode.
And let me tell you, there's going to be some bloodshed, I think, on this one. After a couple
bloodshed of agreement.
There's after a couple weeks of some intense top 5s. Well, of course, according to Twitter and everybody else we know, Jesus,
you're
killing
wrong.
It. My God, I like it though. Keep it coming, people. We like it.
The problem is we've had some lists that were negative in scope.
Yes.
So when we say negative things about
a movie you may love.
Yes, then you get mad. Today we're talking about good things.
That's right. But you
Happy
know what?
rainbow unicorn things.
That's right. We are talking about the top 5 newspaper comic strips.
Yes.
We are cutting edge, people.
Well, it's something of the past because these newspapers don't exist anymore.
That's true. I did get one second opinion this week.
Okay.
Brooks, who commented last week on our unnecessary movie films franchises, he picked one, and he only did one because he's like, newspapers, I haven't read those in years. He's only 25 or something like that, so that's why. He's a little bit younger than us. It's like, how do you not read them? I go online, my bad. He picked Dennis the Menace.
Was he being serious?
Yes.
Because Dennis
And
the
I
Menace
asked
is
him.
one of the worst newspaper comics of all time.
I asked him 3 times if he was serious.
I mean, if we did a bottom 5 of this, Dennis the Menace would be on my list.
There's a lot of bad comic strips out there.
I mean, did he like Marmaduke too?
Maybe Kathy.
Ooh.
Or Listen, Honey. Have you seen Listen, Honey?
Is that the credit or the greeting card lady or?
Oh yeah, she is on greeting cards,
Okay.
and she's like scribbled,
Yeah.
and she's always got a
I
martini
saw
or
it on
something.
the greeting cards. I never saw it in
Yeah,
the
I'm
newspaper.
not seeing much. Maybe the Family Circle will be in the circus or whatever it is. What is it?
Family Circle is a magazine.
Oh, that's
Family
right.
Circus is in the shape of a circle. Is your newspaper comic.
Family Circle is something my mom would subscribe to.
Exactly.
And she does. So he is Dennis the Menace.
All right. I don't have Dennis the Menace.
Twitter followers, come on, help us out here. Tweet something about Dennis the Menace. Number 5, what is your number 5?
My number 5, well, that's what we said, okay, this will be the topic, and 4 came to mind right away. Boom,
Yes.
boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I thought, what's the 5th? And I started pouring over everything, and I'm like, well, probably if it's something I like, I should go back and see what I might have bought, in books or whatnot when they released. So I went, oh, yeah, that makes sense. My
Hager?
number 5. No, it's not Hager. Although I like that duck.
Oh, he's so funny.
His name is Quack.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, time out. A little background. I actually do love the comic strips. I do remember growing up and reading them.
Yeah.
But looking back, there are some bad ones.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. And of course, sorry not to interrupt, but Brooks did ask, do they even have comic strips anymore? And I was like, I think they do.
They do. They still have newspapers unless you live in like Seattle or something.
That's true. They don't have any. So okay, go ahead. Sorry, number 5.
My number 5 is Life in Hell.
Ooh, Matt Groening.
The Matt Groening, pretty much where he got his start, and to give a little background, this is when he originally went into Fox, he was going to pitch a Life in Hell thing for the short for the Tracy Ullman show, and while he was sitting in the waiting room, it occurred to him that if I sell them this, I lose all rights to it. He created The Simpsons in the waiting room before his pitch meeting.
Wow.
And, of course, The Simpsons got him all the money.
Correct.
And Life in Hell it's still a funny book. Or funny strip.
Does he still do it?
It stopped in 2012.
Oh, okay.
From 1977 to
1977?
1977
Wow.
is what I saw. I didn't realize it was that old.
I didn't either.
I mean, because I never even saw it until the late 80s, maybe early 90s. But I just... And there's one of them, like in the books. I know in the early 90s they put out books, and they had the like different things. Like there was like Love is Hell, Work is Hell, School is Hell. So the strips that related to work or whatnot. And it was about the same time I was in college, and I had the School is Hell. And I just love the one they were talking about. It's like, well, if you go to school, shouldn't you join a fraternity? And the line I remember is like, but aren't they all just xenophobic enclaves of superficial conformist little snobs? And I'm like, wow, he got it right. It's like, oh no, what's more fun than vomiting next to people you have so much in common with?
Well, I do remember that there was a big thing, because do you remember, and I don't know if this is just a middle America thing, where we're from, Scholastic book catalog that you would get, like 3 pages, flyer.
And then you can buy books
at school.
through them and whatnot.
And there's a big controversy. Life is Hell was in 1 month's issue, like 1 month's issue.
Really?
And then people got mad. I remember this, and it was never in it again.
Oh no, yeah, because
And it's just because it has hell in the title.
oh, of course,
Yeah.
but Life in Hell, and I remember because, like I said, I hadn't really seen it before, but when I was in college, it was running in the newspaper. I think it was just a weekly strip, so it was only one a week that he did. But the Athens News and good old Athens, Ohio, was running that. So once a week, would read that one. But they had the great characters of was it Boingo, the rabbit?
I knew there was a rabbit in it.
Yeah, and the one rabbit, the baby rabbit or whatever, only had 1 ear. And there was the Akbar and Jeff, the little gay couple that wore fezzes.
Okay.
So I mean, if you don't know this one, go look it up online, or see if you can find some of these old books, which apparently you can't get on Scholastic books anymore.
Not in my school district. It wasn't. So yeah, geez, this is embarrassing. Number 5. I love this. And it's not a good series.
Okay.
It's not a good strip.
It's favorite, not best. So
It ran from 1986 to 89. I thought it was a lot longer.
wow.
And let's just say this. I had a lot of these books growing up.
Okay.
And I loved it. They even made it into a cartoon. U.S. Acres.
Oh,
The farm one.
okay. I didn't.
By Jim Davis.
I didn't know they actually had a
Cartoon.
newspaper.
Oh,
I know the cartoon.
okay.
I didn't
It
know
was-
there was a newspaper strip
And I
on
do.
that.
I used to have the books. I don't know if I think I might have given them away, but
Okay.
I used to get them in the Scholastic every
Okay.
catalog. I would order it, and it's not a great series, but it's about Orson the pig. I think there was a chicken or a duck that
There
never.
was a chicken and a duck in there.
There's but there was also that's right. There was also a chicken that never hatched. Remember Sheldon the egg?
Yeah, with the little eggs in the eye holes.
Yes.
Feet and eye holes in
I
an
loved
egg.
him, but they all lived on a farm. It was easy humor, but it was very funny. It was on Garfield and Friends.
Yes, that's what
the
I
cartoon.
remember it from Garfield and Friends.
It was actually launched in 1986. Let's see here. I'm trying to get some information on because, I remember Roy and Booker were some of the guys along with Sheldon and Orson. That's who it was. And then, like I said, it ended in 89. But, it wasn't great. And I think if I went back to it recently, it probably would not age as well. I'm not a big Jim Davis fan to begin with, but I loved the U.S. Acres, and I always got made fun of by my brothers for that one. And so I'm still embarrassed by it, but I like it. I'm liking it.
All right, it's yours. It's your number 5.
Number 4, Peanuts.
Okay.
So, did you have that on yours?
I do not have Peanuts on mine.
Oh, well.
No, I mean, I enjoy
We're down to 2 then. We're going to
Oh,
probably be
okay.
matching on. You're not getting my next one.
No, I enjoy Peanuts. It just got stale for me, I think, towards the end. And I like the real early stuff.
Okay.
Like the stuff before Snoopy is always walking upright.
Okay. When he's on all
Yeah, when
fours.
he's on all fours. That is the stuff I like.
I
But go ahead.
remember getting the first book and reading all of them at the library. I would go up to the library and get them because they were the bigger, longer books, so they were more expensive. And I couldn't afford it when I was in school and that, as a little kid, Scholastic. Damn, they should be our sponsor this week.
Sponsored by Scholastic Books.
So I used to get them from the library every week or every couple weeks, and I loved those books. I even had like the Bon Voyage Charlie Brown book. So
I remember that movie.
I do too. I love the movie.
I saw the movie in the theater.
Is it in theaters?
Yeah,
I saw it on
theaters.
TV. That's why I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that was the one. That's the one where they went to like France and
Yes.
played in the tennis on the clay court.
The one I like better, I'm sorry, is the camping one.
Oh,
I like that one. I don't think that was the theaters.
okay.
And the Peanuts is coming back in the movie theaters next year.
Oh, I did see.
It's
they were
by the
making
same
a
guys
new,
that do
Peanuts.
Rio. There's a preview for it.
Oh, okay.
Real quick preview, so not much. So
Teaser trailer, as they call it.
Yes. Had Charlie Brown Snoopy. That was about it. To which my son goes, "Who are they?" Well, he knew who Snoopy was. He's like, "Who's he?" That's Charlie Brown. But I do like it by Charles Schultz. Everybody knows Peanuts. I don't know. I don't know why, but I love
believe
that
me,
series.
I'm never going to insult Peanuts. I mean, I like it. Just didn't make my list because
I even liked it when they had Rerun. Remember him, Linus, and Lucy's kid, brother? I liked him. Sally was annoying.
yeah, but the character was supposed to be annoying because it was, the annoying younger sister.
Correct.
I mean, but that's pretty bad when you're annoying like the most depressed person on the face of the earth.
Yes. Because let's be real, Troy Brown grew up to be a serial killer, right?
He never grew up.
I think that was Dexter, okay? I think he became Dexter. Oh, Lucy, you want to keep pulling that football away? Come to my shop. I got to show you something. I got a new football. Slice. What's your number 4?
Number 4, one that's currently still going on. The only one I have still
Dinette set? Dinette set.
Not Dinette set.
Come on.
Nope. Pearls Before Swine.
Ooh, okay. I have seen this one. I do not read it often, but I have seen it.
It's got its main characters are anthropomorphic animals with great names like rat, pig, zebra, goat.
Okay.
And
are they really a rat, pig, zebra?
Yeah,
goat?
they're really a rat, a pig, a zebra, and a goat. Yeah, and rat's I suppose the star because he's the cynical one that hates everything, and pig's the naive one who loves everything. Goat's like the intellectual one, and zebra's just your down to earth everyday guy. Zebra lives next door to a fraternity of crocodiles who are the stupid ones who are trying to come up with plans on how to eat the zebra. But it was one. It's like when I realized, wow, they still print these things.
Currently,
they currently still print them, and reading the newspaper, I'm like, when our local newspaper started getting it, I started laughing because it's like I had been skipping over comics since most of my other ones I liked had been canceled in the early 90s or mid 90s. So it's like, and I started reading this one and I'm like, well, this one's good. Went out and found, it's been around since, 2000.
Is it like a 3-panel or is
it's
it
like a 3-panel?
Okay.
And, except on Sundays,
Sure.
It's just your standard thing. And they've got probably more than half a dozen books out.
Okay.
And so I know I picked up a couple of different collections because I like it so much. So, number 4 will be Pearls Before Swine.
It really is amazing that in this day and age, in 2014, they still make these. Like, you can still make a living off of it.
Yeah, well,
it's great. I mean, the artists and the writers, that's a hell of a job to do this 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And on Sunday.
And that's, it's kind of tough to do. I mean, nowadays, most cartoonists who are getting into it, because it's a pain in the ass to get into the ability to be published, especially when the internet's out there. The net comics,
Correct.
Which I didn't throw any on here.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
I did the traditional newspaper comic strips.
So I mean, that's pretty much the only one I read anymore. If I get in the newspaper, get my hands on the newspaper, I'll read that one, then get rid of the comics.
And the dinette set.
No, I've stopped reading the dinette set.
And if you like the dinette set, could you email us, Twitter, tweet, whatever? Put us on Facebook. I just want to know who likes the dinette set besides my parents. They still cut out comic strips and hand them to us. Oh, we thought of you with this.
And the dinette set is one of them?
Yes, they do the
If they
dinette
ever
set
cut a dinette set out and said, I thought of you, I think I would have to hurt something. I don't ever want to be thought of when someone reads the dinette set.
And I'm sorry, it is a bad comic.
If you haven't read it, consider yourself blessed.
It's, it is, and it's a newer one too, I think. I mean, it's been around probably for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is newer compared to
everything else on our list.
Yes, because I think our local newspaper has like half of the comics are just classics redone.
Yeah,
the
Peanuts, I think there are classics out there now.
Garfield.
Garfield's doing classics
I think they do
now?
some classics.
I know for better or worse, they stopped doing that, but they still run all the old. They're just
stopped doing
reshuffling.
For better or for worse?
Yeah.
Oh. How about Blondie? Is Blondie still being made?
They still do Blondie, but I don't know if it's changed since the 70s.
How about Hager? Oh, you know what? They do make new ones because the Sun took over.
Yeah, but it's the same plot lines and storylines.
They didn't miss a step on those.
No, I mean it's like okay, I'll just use different words to use a joke Dad told in the 70s. Hager is gold compared to these others we've been mentioning.
And we like comic strips, we really do, but there are some really bad ones out there. As soon as Jeff put this suggestion out there for top 5 comic strips, I thought, we gotta talk Dinette Set. It boils my blood how people laugh at that one.
I don't get it.
Okay, so what's your number 3?
Number three is one you'll probably tell me is too low on my list. Calvin and Hobbes.
Too low.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
I had a feeling it was going to be your number
Love Calvin
one.
and Hobbes.
And I understand why it is revered. It's just that there are others that really fit my sense of humor and my dynamic.
Ziggy.
Don't ruin my list.
Sorry.
But well, since it's your number one, I'll let you.
Well,
do
no,
most
I
of
mean,
the
we can go
talking
back and forth.
because,
If you haven't read Calvin and Hobbes, please do so. It's about a boy and his stuffed tiger that he
Tiger.
thinks is real.
and his imagination, yeah.
And it is quite possibly one of the most beautiful. It's like Fringe. It's one of the most beautiful things out there because you can go from one strip, one day. He's making snowmen line his dad's driveway so he can't get out, and it's a crossing. And his dad's yelling, "Calvin, I have to go to work." And then I think he did a snowman House of Horrors too.
Oh yeah, all the mutant snowmen. That was hilarious.
The sled went through the snowman that he made. And then the other one is like they found a baby raccoon and were trying to nurse it back to health, and it died. And like,
and it tugs on your heartstrings.
And then it's like, how come, he's gone, but he's still in my heart. It's like, oh, dear God. And he's like, I just met the raccoon and I already miss him and all that stuff. So, I mean, it hits perfectly for me. I mean, it has top to bottom. And he stopped making that. When did...
what I got? Calvin and Hobbes, 1980 to 1995.
Yeah. And like, he's pretty much a recluse now. Not recluse, but...
Yeah.
He stayed out of the limelight.
Yeah, and he doesn't merchandise.
Correct.
I mean, about the only merchandising you get is you can get the comic strips in collected editions.
And that's what he was so against.
Yeah. And like everyone's seen the Calvin pissing on things.
Yes.
Window stickers. Those are completely ripped off. He makes no money off of those, and is angry that people are making money off of Calvin doing something that he feels is bad-natured and something Calvin wouldn't do.
Can we do an ironic one? Have Calvin pissing on a marketing guy or something? Would you do that? What would you do, Bill? Water saying, what do we do? Do you buy it? No, I love Calvin and Hobbes. Always have. It was kind of like ever since I was 5 or 6, probably 6 or 7, started reading the comic strips. That was one of the first ones
That was the thing. I didn't get in Calvin and Hobbes until later because we had 2 daily newspapers in town. That was in the newspaper we didn't get.
Oh, you were the other ones.
Yeah, we got
the
the
morning.
We got the morning paper,
we
not
had the afternoon one.
So I didn't get Calvin and Hobbes probably until, didn't read it until I was in high school.
Do you remember the newspapers used to have, you could write in your ballot votes of which comic strips you wanted to stay?
Oh, and I they always made me angry when I would read. People wanted Kathy.
Yes.
And I would put in 4 or 5 different ones, and they would be the ones that would be cut.
Yes.
Oh, that made me so angry. I just didn't understand the sensibility
I wanted Blondie
of this city.
out.
Oh yeah.
How does Blondie stay around?
I don't know.
Because the only people reading newspapers are about...
The sandwich is so big, he can't possibly eat it, but he does.
Dagwood.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny. I bet you he ever sleeps. Does he ever sleep?
Oh, and he runs into the mailman all the time?
Oh, he does. And his legs are sticking out. Oh, that's pure art.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember the big deal in Blondie when
she had an abortion?
Wow. No, when Dagwood stopped riding the bus and started carpooling.
Oh, that's right. He hated it. Which I can probably respect his opinion on that.
Because he was always late for the bus, so now he's always late for his carpool. So, and I remember it was a big deal. It was a newspaper story. That
Are you serious?
Yeah. Dagwood is carpooling now. He's not taking the bus. He's carpooling. And, it's
to remember those days when that was the big story. Ukraine, everything else, nothing. Dagwood's taking the carpool. And you know what the sad thing is? When you say that, I can remember the pictures of the art of this series. I'm like, oh, there he does. He does hit the mailman.
All right, we're talking about top 5, so we should probably... back off on Blondie.
That was your number 3?
That was my number 3.
Oh, God. Number 3 for me is Foxtrot.
Okay. Again, that was in the other
Yes.
newspaper, so I
Yes.
didn't really know of Foxtrot until I was in college.
I liked Foxtrot.
So it wasn't one I ever got into.
I had all their books. I think I still do somewhere. Actually, I do over there.
Oh, okay.
By Bill Amend. A-M-E-N-D.
Okay.
He did a lot. I think he stopped it. He was just on Sundays, and then I think he finally has stopped that now too.
Okay.
But it was about a family, the Fox family, and Roger was the dad, Paige was the daughter. I forget who the mom was, and then you had the son who was a genius. The youngest was a genius. Then you had Peter, who was the teenage boy, the oldest boy, and then you had Jason. Actually, Jason is the youngest. Is the scientist. Sorry, is the youngest
Jason
boy.
is the geek. I don't
Yes,
believe that.
I know he is the geek, which actually was one of the first geek characters I saw in print, because I came from a little bit different generation than you did, Jeff. So with the comic strip, so that was kind of cool. He had a pet iguana. Peter, the boy, the older boy, he dated a lady that was blind, a woman that was blind. And that was a big thing back then too. It's like, really, this is your big thing that people are
that blind people exist?
No!
Oh, they're actually real people, and they could be characters in real.
Heaven forbid. But anyway, so the whole series, it was obviously a comedy, but Roger was always messing things up, the dad was, and Jason was always trying to get in trouble. He was kind of like a little bit from Calvin, like from Calvin and Hobbes with his imagination, but that was one of my favorite books of all time growing up. So that was number 3. Number 2, I think we might agree, because you're on number 2 right now too.
I'm on number 2 also.
Farside?
Farside.
Hey! We got one. Well, we had 2, Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, Calvin and Hobbes, just in a different order, but Farside, you can't say bad things about that. I mean, just hilarious.
Farside, one panel, quick thing.
Just one quick joke. And I like, sometimes there's layers of jokes in a one-panel strip that sometimes are hilarious.
And as opposed to Bill Watterson with Calvin and Hobbes that hated marketing, Gary Larson loved marketing and publicity. And he marketed his stuff to everything. Really, there's not much to be said about it. There's no real story to it. He just made observations.
And I mean, it's intelligent. You have to know some sort of science. I mean, I can't say I'm a scientist, but he'll throw in those jokes about scientists. Probably at least once a week there's a scientist joke. Probably 2 or 3 times a week. And
I do like when what was it? The deer were hunting the guy. I remember that one. Or their deer walked into the hunter's house and shot him. And what was it? The wife was. The line was like something like, the wife was quite upset, but she also couldn't. She also appreciated the irony in all this, or something like this.
My favorite one, probably a lot of people's favorite one, was the Midville School for the Gifted.
Yeah, when he's pushing.
The door. He's going from the School for the Gifted with the door that says pull, and he's pushing on it. And I mean, everybody's probably owned a calendar.
Yes.
A daily calendar from Farside at one point in time.
And do you know why he didn't do a 3-panel one? Thing. He said he couldn't keep his attention that long. He said he just thought it would be boring to do.
Yeah, and I mean, there were sometimes within his panel he would do small little
4 panels
or something. Ongoing little thing where the story progresses in 3 or 4 panels within the one panel. But for the most part, it's just a one shot, hilarious. Can't say enough about it. Yeah,
if you're a youngin', go take a look at it.
Farside ran from 1985 to 1995.
Huh.
I was surprised. I thought it ran longer.
I did too.
I mean, 11 years, I thought, that should have been longer.
Yeah.
Lord knows they still sell desktop calendars. Yes. So he's making his money, I suppose.
What's your number 1? Marmaduke.
It's not Marmaduke.
Ziggy?
No offense. Well, I suppose you had a different newspaper than we did.
Remember Marmaduke when he jumped on his owner?
Oh, that was so fun with Marmaduke.
Funny.
My number 1 favorite comic of all time. It pretty much helped define my sense of humor.
I think I know where you're going with it.
Bloom County.
Ah, okay.
Bloom County. I mean, when I was growing up, nothing better. Bloom County ran from 1980 to 1989. And then spun off to Outland for a couple of years, which was Sunday only, and that spun off into Opus. But Bloom County I like better because, when it was mostly about Opus, it kind of fell flat in my opinion. But the run of Bloom County, I love that it was always topical, what was going on in the news and politics without being political, like a Doonesbury thing where, it's funny, but, it's political and it's insulting somebody's political beliefs.
Doonesbury always thought they were the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of irked me from Doonesbury.
Yeah, but I mean, you would get things that are going on in politics in Bloom County. But, I mean, just the humor was... I mean, it probably shaped my humor or my sense of humor more than anything else in media. Just loved it. When they did the the Billy and the Boingers heavy metal band.
I was never a Bloom County fan.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
I'll go find all the books I have and let you read them. Because, now, granted, since it was topical, a lot of the things will be dated. But, I mean, and obviously, ran from 1980 to 1989. You weren't old enough to actually get what was going on there.
He's a penguin.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so, I mean, that's why, something like that, that's my sense of humor. Love Calvin and Hobbes, but I had to go Bloom County #1.
What defined my sense of humor growing up was Small Wonder, the TV show.
Wow.
I cried, she's a robot, but she's really human.
So, wow. So your sense of humor was defined on, a 3-month-long television show?
I'm just kidding. So there's your top 5 comic strips. Let the controversy begin.
Ooh.
Half the people listening are like, what the hell's a comic strip?
Yeah.
I see that Calvin on the back of the truck, but
I'm starting to think I'm older than every one of our listeners.
You might be. You might be. No offense. I'm getting there. We're young at heart.
I have no heart.
No soul. So, bad idea of the week.
All right. What is the bad idea in the history of bad ideas?
Number 195, picking up a lady of the night on a Sunday morning. This is a personal thing, not for me.
I'm about to say, where is this one coming from, Jay? I don't remember this movie.
It wasn't life. So my wife and I a couple of years ago were in the town of Pittsburgh. And
okay, this story.
Yeah, we were walking, and it was actually a Saturday morning, but Sunday morning is just as bad, trust me. Mornings are bad for any prostitute.
Your pickings are slim.
And we were walking, and it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, going to get breakfast, and this car, really nice Honda car, Accord, stops. They had a soccer ball in the back. So, obviously, they had a family.
Yeah.
This guy lets out this woman who did not look too pleasant. She had a rough life, let's just say. She got out, stumbled across to the corner. He drove down, pulled back up, and left. And it's like, oh. And my wife is staring the whole time. And I said, stop staring. And she's like, but it's amazing. I've never seen that before. And I was like, stop it. And she's like, well, he's not going to do anything. He's got a soccer ball. He's a family guy. I was like, if he's a family guy, he's not getting a prostitute on a Saturday morning.
Apparently, that's when you get the prostitute.
A lady of the night, professional. So it's just a bad idea. You don't get good pickings.
Yeah, so. the pickings early in the morning. If you want a prostitute, you probably should get it before midnight because... Well, nothing good happens after midnight.
That is true. If Bachelor Party the movie has taught me anything. So that was your bad idea. Don't pick up a lady of the night on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning.
Yeah, mornings. Just don't pick up a lady of the night in the morning.
Yes. So there you go. There's another episode. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.